So I love a good movie, and I can really appreciate a good sequel. And I think something that's really even cooler than a great sequel, when it's done correctly, is a trilogy. And that's what this knife is. This is the trilogy. This is the third part in the lineup. So we started way back with Paramilitary 2, which, you know, we all know that knife. Para 3 came out, and I think some people were kind of cool to it. If you're like me and you like something more lightweight, you probably like the Para 3, the original Para 3. But now you have the Para 3 lightweight and SPY27 steel. And I don't know about you guys, but I knew nothing about this steel. When I bought it, the only thing I knew was it's a new proprietary steel to Spyderco. That's it. But ignorance is bliss, and I loved the color of the handle. I liked that it was a compression lock. I really liked that it had this nifty deep carry wire pocket clip, so I don't have to order an aftermarket pocket clip. I really liked its weight at 2.4 ounces. Extremely lightweight. As many of you guys know, and I'm sure many of you are the same way thanks to the godfather of all of this stuff, Nothing Fancy. I won't carry anything that's heavier than 4 ounces. Thanks a lot. So I didn't know anything about the steel when I bought it, but I liked the cosmetics of the knife, and I liked the ergonomics of the knife. So I picked it up. I went on the forums and went on to read that this steel is still gaining some momentum. I'll put it that way. I'm not saying that it's not doing well, because I don't know that that's an accurate statement. It just seems like it's still finding its audience. And I've had it for about a month now. It's made a believer out of me. The tasks that I have put this knife through have been numerous, as well as strenuous, and it's held up well. A lot of cardboard cutting. You know, when you purchase like a refrigerator or some kind of really large heavy appliance, you know those thick plastic straps that come on the box? I use this to cut several of those. It cut a lot of heavy gauge zip ties, and I've done nothing to the edge, nothing to it, and I'll give you a quick look here. Yeah, it's still razor sharp. I like this steel. I like it a lot. I've been trying to educate myself more about the composition of steels and what items help to contribute to better edge retention, more hardness. It can kind of make your head spin, because there's a lot of things at play, and the people who work at places like Crucible Steel, it's really fascinating, and I'm trying to educate myself more. I'm starting to learn more of what I like as well as what I don't like. And one thing I can say that I don't like is I don't like a really soft steel. When I got into knives, knew nothing about steel. I just knew, you know, Spyderco was a company I liked, but I knew nothing about, okay, VG10 versus BD1. What's the difference? You know, is there a big difference? Obviously, we know, yes, there's a pretty large difference between those two steels, but I just knew what I liked and what I didn't like, again, based off of ergonomics and cosmetics. So with this steel, with SPY27, I've noticed that the edge retention is quite good. Haven't had any issues with it being brittle. I don't have any chips. It's not toothy. It's held up extremely well. What I'm curious about is, for someone who is not an expert sharpener like myself, I can get a pretty darn good edge using my Spyderco sharp maker, the triangle sharp maker. I can get a pretty darn good edge with that thing, but I'm not an expert by any means. I'm curious to see, once I get a lot more use on this blade and it gets really, it loses its wicked edge it has right now, how hard is it going to be to get this nice edge back? That's what I'm curious about. It's not to that point yet, and that really does impress me, because after the work I've put on this knife over the last month, I guarantee you that if it had been something like, for example, just the standard VG10, which, trying to find a VG10 blade here. Okay. If it had been something like on a standard Endura, nope, that's not VG10, just kidding, that's HAP 40. That's a great steel. Anyway, I think it would have doled out long ago. So I'm impressed thus far. I know that the Para 3 lightweight it won an award for like most innovative design, most innovative American design for Blade Show 2 years ago, and I know that this SPY27 steel is also supposed to be corrosion resistant, which I like that. I would imagine most people would like that. The closer you live to a large body of water, or if your skin is naturally acidic, that's probably something that you would learn to appreciate in a knife. But I'm just still learning a lot about it. I really like the FRN grips. I do not care for G10. I know most of you guys seem to really like G10. I don't like G10 at all. I really prefer the feel of these FRN grips. I know, like I say, they feel cheap, they feel like they're going to break, and I get it, but they're not cheap, and they most certainly are not going to break. And like I already mentioned, I really like that wire clip. Ambidextrous, deep carry, that's just great. Compression lock, really sweet action. I mean, really just, I'm trying not to hit my camera tripod, but that's great. 2.4 ounces. I think they knocked this one out of the park. Let me know what you guys think. I picked this knife up locally at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Bought it for $138, $140, whatever it was. I think that's the same price you're going to find at like Blade HQ. Obviously, if you're doing straight from Spyderco, you're going to pay a lot more. They have it listed as MSRP right around $200. I don't even know if they have it in stock on their website. Check Blade HQ. I'm pretty sure Blade HQ has it in stock. I'm filming this as of April 8th. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys already have this knife? Do you have experience with the SPY27 steel? I know it's available in the Mannix right now, or at least it has been for a couple of months. I'd be curious to know what your impressions are and what do you think. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it, guys. We'll see you next time.